judge people who abandon their parents in nursing homes, but I can totally get why. Not that I would do it, but I can get why.
Yeah.
Because it really takes a toll on you, and it's not easy.
Yeah.
And they just... Because I guess also the feeling is like, if I leave them in a nursing home, they're going to be taken care of.
Yeah.
I know they're not going to, there's not going to be a lack of care.
Yeah.
Versus just putting them at home and then there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think putting people in nursing homes whom you cannot take care of is a totally sensible thing.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, you are not trained to do that at all. So if you can afford it, then I think it's good, because 24-hour care, you can always go every day. If you feel that, I need to be there, just go every day. It's fine. I don't think it's anything wrong. But I remember when we were younger, it always had this stigma.
Yeah.
Like, how can you stick your parents in an old folks home?
Yeah.
But now it's like, you better quickly look, and because it's for their own good and your own good too.
Yeah. And this is, like we hear all the stories about elderly parents bedridden in bed, and then they get ill-treated because either by the helper who is not trained.
Yeah. Who gets frustrated, which you also cannot blame. They're human.
Or a family member who's looking after but who just can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's not easy.
Yeah. Like one of my cousins, her parents are getting on. So her dad is 89. He's actually, for an 89, he can walk, he can eat. He was still serving as a warden in church right up to like a month ago. Okay, so all things considered, pretty good already. But of course, he's not who he was like last time. He was very sporty, and he would go running and stuff like that. But she gets very affected because she keeps thinking of how he was and how lucid he was. Like now he's a lot slower. He cannot hear properly, so he can't even engage her in conversation. He's just like, okay lah, half of who he was. But at 89, I think it's to be expected in a way, but I dare not tell. It sounds a bit, insensitive to say you cannot expect anything more than this. So I just listen. But she gets so sad, and I keep telling her, I said, that he is very, very well for an 89-year-old. You do know that. You have to know that. And she said, no, you don't know. You don't know how he is. Like when I look at him and I think of him when he was younger, he's like not my dad in a way, and I feel so sad. And he doesn't have dementia or anything. He's just geriatric, like a little bit more forgetful, takes longer to answer you, on certain things. But no, like he's not, his brain is not like diseased or anything. But she's so affected. And sometimes I think, do you think your father's gonna live forever? Like I always want to ask her that, like, do you expect him to live forever? Do you want him to live forever and outlive you? And then her mom, who is quite a lot younger than her dad, has early stage dementia. So she can still function, but she keeps forgetting things. And she keeps asking people the same questions. She talks about things in a loop, not very in touch with reality. Like she'll tell this person this, but she'll tell someone else something else about the same situation, but the facts are vastly different. And when you ask her, she will be like, cannot remember what it actually was, what actually happened. But in denial of her condition, and yet they do not want a helper. This 89-year-old and this pre-dementia, this couple don't want a helper, and they live in a 3-story house.
No, that's so much to do in a 3-story house.
So they have a part-timer who comes in, but this part-timer went back to China or something, and then recently got another one that I recommended them lah. But it's like, 3-story house. The part-timer cannot even finish,
Yeah.
She did like for 4 hours. She said, I cannot, I only can do 2 stories. The third story cannot do, not enough time. Yeah. So,
It's tough.
yeah. And my cousin is so frustrated because she's like, now she is the one who is taking on almost everything. Like whatever they need, they will call her, they will text her. She's the one arranging everything for them. She's the one who accompanies them for all their doctor's visits. She has to remember everything for them, blah 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 blah. Like food wise, she will always ask them to come over to her house to eat. Yeah, otherwise she'll bring them out.
Yeah.
And it's hard. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah. Sounds very similar to my situation.
Yeah.
Sounds very similar. But I think your sounds like also your cousin is grieving in her own way.
Yes. She has this other dimension because she's very, very sentimental about her dad. She's very very sealed the father, to the extreme where she like, and I'm surprised because she is so grounded in every other way. But when it comes to her dad, it's like totally no sense of objectivity,
Yeah.
And I'm amazed. Like, wow, I don't recognize you when it comes to your dad. You're not being realistic. He's 89. You should be should be feeling so blessed. You had your father all these years, and he's still around. He's still able to talk to you. Yeah.
So she must have been a daddy's girl.
I guess. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I was a daddy's girl.
Yeah.
So it hit me very hard when my father passed at such a young age. And I felt like, I was 28, 27 going on 28. But I felt like I had just come out of my teens.
Yeah.
In a weird way. Like you think that, 28 is quite old, what? But actually not really, no. You're just a decade or less out of your teens, and you're still finding your feet. And that's when you actually need your parents a lot, when it comes to work and all that. And I felt totally lost when my father passed. And I just felt like, okay, now I have to kind of look after my mom now because my dad's not around to spend time with her. I mean, they did everything together. And then like I had to take care of the car. His car became my car. And I was like, it just, I was so stressed. Yeah. It was very hard. Like missing him on one part, grieving, on the other hand, you have to be like, okay, you have to grow up quickly because you got to take care of all these things. Yeah.
It's not easy. I mean, life can be so, I mean, we grow, right, as people when we go through these difficult moments. We definitely grow. We discover a part of ourselves that we never knew existed. Like,
true.
Wow, I'm like this.
Correct. Yeah. And I remember a few years before he actually passed, talking to a friend about that, our parents are going to go one day and we must treasure our time with them. We must not take it for granted that they'll live forever. I actually had a conversation like that with my friend, and I knew that of course they're going to die, but I just knew that it's so funny that you're going to regret and yet you don't do anything about it. Like I never made it a point to like spend extra time with him, even though I had already come to that realization at that age in my 20s that, anytime I'm going to lose my parents. But I just carried on being my selfish self, as you say, like when we're in our 20s, it's all about us, about
Yeah.
our needs, about pleasure and all that. Yeah. And it's like, why
Yeah. Well, at that age it's very hard to because you can't comprehend that as your reality. We never envision these sort of things to be our reality, right? I mean, we when we talk about, someday our parents are going to go, we always imagine it as a very far distant kind of reality, and we don't anticipate it's going to happen so soon, right? And so that's why we don't, we just do what we
we just
feel.
cruise.
Yeah, and especially in our 20s, right? We want to
Yeah.
explore, we want to do stuff, and it's also at the age where we first
Yeah.
earn our own money, and and that's the time when we are really exploring, right, what to do. And having ability to do things.
But okay, I don't know how old your parents were when they had you. My parents, considering for their generation, they had me quite late. My dad was 37. And my mom was 35. So I used to compare my friends' parents with my own parents. I always think, how come my parents look so old? And they are so old. When my friends' parents are like a good 10 to 12 or 15 years younger. And that used to bother me.
Oh.
Yeah, that used to bother me because like sometimes like when you go to a friend's house, you meet their parents and you're like, your mother is 35, your mother is only like 40, my mom is like 45, 48 already, that kind of thing. And it used to bother me like that, never mind. As they grew older, then all these illnesses started manifesting. And my dad had to go for, the high blood pressure was so uncontrolled that he passed out one morning and then had to go to stay in hospital and all that. And I was all of 15. Okay, so it's a big deal when you're 15 and your dad lands in hospital for this kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And I never realized it, but now I realize that I developed PTSD for a while from that trauma. Like as if I almost lost him. So much so that after he came back, he was fine, he was on meds. Every time I went out with friends, whenever I come back, on my way back, I will have this feeling of foreboding feeling that when I come back, I'm gonna find that my dad has passed away.
Oh, wow.
When I walk home from the bus stop, it will just come onto me. I don't know why. And I could not explain it. And it went on for months until he was like fully well. And then I kind of forgot about it and it lifted on its own. And even like during school time, recess time, I would call home when he was still on MC to make sure that he didn't die.
Oh, wow.
Or didn't collapse again and go to hospital.
Yeah.
I would call like every recess time, and like whoever picks up the phone at home will be like, stop calling. Like, he's okay, he's recovering. You're in school, just like be in school and study or whatever. It just went on for months.
Oh, wow.
And I could never explain it. I never really told anyone, I never told my parents. Because I guess I didn't want to worry them. And I only told my then boyfriend, very young, dating. And he used to think like, so strange, this girl, like, why does she have this weird hang up? And he would like try to rationalize and reason with me, like, okay, now you're going back, you're not gonna like go into this funk, right? When you walk home and think that your dad's gonna die, like, later you call me and tell me whether your dad died or not. Yeah, like nobody could understand. Well, this one person could not understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
But
it was only recently when I thought about it again and I realized I think it was a manifestation of some sort of trauma.
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
some kind of
PTSD, of
weird
course. Yeah.
behavior. Yeah,
Yeah.
excessive weird behavior.
Of
Like
course.
paranoia. It was a paranoia I
Yeah.
had.
It's
Yeah,
a real fear, right?
yeah,
Because it's something you were so young and something happened
yeah.
that is not within your control.
Yes,
And then we have these
yes,
strange behavior to get back control.
yes, yes,
Seemingly, right? It feels
yes.
like we can get back control.
Correct, correct. No, you're absolutely right because
Yeah.
I would like when I go out to Orchard Road or whatever, then I'll be like, okay, I forget, and I'll watch a movie, go and eat at Burger
Yeah.
King, whatever. But it's always up to a certain time, it will just hit me like,
Mm.
oh, I gotta go back now. I gotta go back. It's like it's this sinking feeling. It's so weird.
Mm.
Yeah, like almost like Cinderella, like, okay, I gotta go back and then okay, quickly take the bus and go back. Yeah.
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 Wow.
So bad, right?
Yeah.
I I wonder if now they have support for like young people, like children and teenagers whose parents are suddenly ill, and it's very hard for
It
kids.
is.
It's
It
very
is.
hard.
It is
Yeah.
hard. And I don't think usually people don't pay attention to to like the children. What happens, how are you coping,
Yes. Yes.
maybe there is improvement there in mental health, but
Yeah.
I don't think there is very actively
Mm,
exercised in a way like
mm,
checking in on the children, right? Are you
yeah.
okay? Like,
Yeah.
but they do have like for my mom, right? Because she was hospitalized for six
Mm,
months. It was a long time.
mm,
And then going into dementia daycare, we had a social worker who would check in on me.
mm,
How am I doing? And
okay.
even going to the dementia daycare, they interviewed me, like, do I need help? you
That's
know?
so good.
Yeah. So, but that only happened after 6 months, right?
Okay.
But if we're talking about situations where, like yourself, right,
Sudden.
as
Yeah.
a teenager or a
Yeah.
child, something
Yeah.
happens,
Yeah.
there's usually nobody because they're so busy taking care of the person
Correct.
who is
Correct.
ill, right?
Yeah.
That all
Correct.
the
Correct.
attention goes to the person who is ill,
Yes, yes. And your other parent is just focused on
preoccupied.
your other
Yes.
parent. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah,
usually, yeah, the children or the
yeah.
teenagers, they don't get the
Correct. And it's just this gap,
yeah,
a neat gap. Yeah, that is very real. I mean, I can testify to it. It's
yeah,
horrible.
yeah.
Um, and you kind of almost feel like you're living the life of an orphan already, when you're
Yes.
not even an orphan, but you just feel like you've been orphaned in a weird way,
Yeah.
emotionally at least.
Yeah. There's a sense
Um,
of like almost an emptiness.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
like I've been abandoned in that way.
Yeah.
And it's so different because when I compare when my uh mom fell ill, she was already in her 80s. I was nearing 50. It was the whole experience was so different.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was not the least like stress in the sense that yeah, it's tiring. Like every day I got to drive to hospital, but it was more physical.
Yeah.
Like I was all fine up there here,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
know she's 82, she's been riddled with all kinds of illness,
Yeah.
and she was eating whatever she wants. Like honestly, you cannot expect anything better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
just yeah.
Yeah.
And I think back to the 15-year-old me, I was like, my gosh, that
Yeah.
was a horror show. Yeah.
Yeah. It is scary for a 15-year-old because you don't expect that, right? It's very
Yeah.
unexpected. But when you are older and if your parents are in the 80s, 90s, you kind of expect like, okay,
Yeah.
that's just normal
It's normal.
life
Yeah.
passage, right?
Yes. Yes.
But when you're 15,
Yeah.
I imagine like your parents would be in their
My
30s or 40s.
Okay, my parents are older than that lah. Because like I
Mm,
said, yeah, I came late. Yeah.
yeah.
So
That's actually same as my parents also had us late.
yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
also
But
late.
your parents were well, like, you know, when they were that age, like 50s, 60s,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
issues at all.
No,
Yeah, yeah,
no, no
yeah.
health challenges. Yeah,
Correct. Yeah. And
yeah,
I used to envy my friends, like, oh, how I wish I had very young parents who are always
Mm,
well, who will be with me until I'm very old, like
yeah.
maybe we can die together. That kind of unrealistic thing, yeah. It's like, oh no, you're already so old, you're gonna leave me very soon. Yeah, it's so sad.
Yeah.
And then it didn't help that my brother is quite a bit older, so we were not close. So I
Mm,
didn't have someone, a sibling to confide in, to
yeah.
share the struggle with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
felt so alone. It's
Yeah.
not funny. Yeah.
What's the age gap? When you were 15, how old was he?
My brother is 6 years older, so he would
Oh,
have been
okay.
21. Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Already.
totally different life.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Already a grown up, like an
Yeah.
adult.
Adult. Yeah.
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 Mm. Very different.
And he deals with these things very differently too.
Mm.
Yeah. He's kind of like, oh, no, like water off a duck's back kind of thing. Yeah. He
Mm.
doesn't worry.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas I'm the sort who will like agonize and imagine the worst.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Think of the times when when we were really young and teenagers, we're like, oh, why can't our parents understand us? Why do they make us do this? Why do they make us do that? Right? So angsty. And then reach a different life stage, you go like, oh, okay. That
Yeah.
was why.
Yeah. Yeah. I find that sometimes mental degeneration is harder to deal with
Yeah.
than even physical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you can still engage your parent or
Yeah.
parents in conversation,
Yeah.
that really, really helps.
Yeah.
And it soothes a lot of emotions, and
Yeah. I think so.
you don't misunderstand so much.
Yeah.
You don't get so frustrated. At least you
Mm.
can talk. Yeah.
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 Yeah. I remember a time when I saw something, can't remember what it was, but I saw something funny. And when I was younger, if I saw this funny, like a clip or something
Mm,
that was funny, and if I show it to my mom, like we would laugh together. Like we think, oh, this is really funny.
yeah.
And then when she had dementia, right, I saw a clip that
Mm,
I thought she would find funny, and I realized that, oh, even if I want to show it to her, she won't get it.
right.
She's like,
Okay.
she's
Okay.
a totally different person, right? I
Okay.
mean, and
Okay.
her,
Okay.
yeah, the way whether she processes or doesn't process her thoughts, it's just totally different. She's just not her anymore. Um, yeah, so that hit me. Like,
Mm,
oh, I miss wanting to share something funny with her,
mm,
and not being able to do that. She's there, but she's not
yeah.
at the same
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was it's part of my whole grieving process thing.
Mm,
And yeah,
mm.
in the past few years, I've come quite far.
How long has it been for her?
Her dementia was really gradual. I
Okay.
noticed it quite some time back already, but it became very obvious when she fell.
Yeah.
And then she started, when she was in hospital, her sundowning was horrible. So,
Oh,
oh my God,
okay.
my mom is possessed.
Right. Right.
She was. Because my mom is usually very, she's very smiley, she's
Yeah, I remember her
friendly.
being very warm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she's,
Yeah.
quiet. But
Mm.
then she was a totally different. She was screaming and she
Oh.
was just, yeah, and she'll say horrible things.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, at one point, she, after the hospital stuff, she went home. She chased my sister and I out. She said, "Oh, get out, get out, get out of my house." And then, so we left.
Mm.
Um, and then she realized, realization like hit her, right? What she did. And she called me to apologize.
Oh,
She asked my dad to
okay.
call me, right, to
Okay.
apologize. And she said she doesn't know why.
Okay.
It's almost like she can't help herself.
Okay.
She's
Okay.
frustrated,
Okay.
and then I told her it's okay,
Mm.
like
Mm.
I didn't take that, in
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she kind of knew what she was doing. At the same time, she had no control, right? That part of her just
Yeah.
took over.
Mm.
Yeah. So, but I'm glad, I'm like I said, with the daycare now has kept her very consistent. She doesn't have these
Okay.
kind of episodes anymore. She
Okay.
doesn't accuse me of trying to kill her, that sort of thing. It was
Right.
quite bad. I was the main caregiver, right? Like doing all the stuff, a doctor appointment, and she thought I was trying to kill her.
Oh.
Yeah, that was like, oh my God, so horrible to hear. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It's very,
yeah. Part of
it
life, isn't
it
it?
is part of life. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think if you throw a stone at any middle-aged crowd, very easy to hit anyone who say, yeah, yeah, I'm a caregiver,
yeah,
whether it's in a big way or a smaller way.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
absolutely.
yeah. I mean, I see it a lot in church,
Yeah,
parents being wheeled in on
yeah,
wheelchair.
yeah,
Yeah. And,
yeah,
but I guess in Singapore, we are quite lucky, because of helpers,
yeah,
with the helper system, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So that takes a lot of the stress off,
yeah,
the children.
yeah, 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 yeah. And I think people in general, like the public, right?
Mm.
In general, they're quite
Mm.
understanding.
Mm.
Like the
Yeah.
Grab drivers, the
Yes.
middle-aged Grab drivers tend to be more helpful because they understand.
Yeah. They probably have parents that they're looking after.
Exactly. So they totally understand. They know how to take care of the
Yeah.
wheelchair. They know how to
It's
fold
true.
the wheelchair and put it up
It's
and all
true.
that. They know.
Yeah.
It's the younger ones, like they don't really know. They don't get
Yeah. It's
it.
not
So
something that occurs to
yeah,
them naturally. Yeah.
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 And I totally get it. It's like different life experiences, right? But I feel in general people are very kind,
Mm.
like if you
Mm.
um yeah, at one point I was pushing one in a wheelchair, the other one was walking slowly with a walking stick, and then you got stuff to carry and
It's
then stuff.
difficult.
So this is
Yeah.
really
How
tough.
how do you manage?
Yeah, sometimes it's just I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is tough. But
Yeah.
nowadays, if I do take both of them out, my dad will be on his mobility rider and then my mom is on a wheelchair. So then we take the public actually we haven't done that. What we do is we walk to the nearest mall to go
Mm.
have a meal. Yeah.
Mm.
Or
Mm.
days where it's just my mom is in daycare, like I can only make it in the afternoon, then I'll just take my dad out for a meal. Yeah.
Mm.
And buy dinner for
Mm.
my mom, that sort of thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because even if you want to use a wheelchair, you have to be able to manage the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
open it, take it out of what vehicle, whether you drive or don't drive.
Yeah.
And then when you're going down a slope,
Yes.
you better have the strength to control it.
Yeah.
It's no joke.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've learned if I go down a slope, I have to walk backwards.
But that's so scary too, because if not, you are gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
both of you will get hurt. Yeah.
yeah. So I have to be very very aware, right? Of yeah.
Yes. And very strong, quite
Yeah.
strong. You have to
Yeah.
be. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 My
So,
gosh.
so they used to be very concerned, like, oh, do you have the strength? I say, no, I work out every day, so don't worry.
I would not have been able to do it.
Yeah.
No way. Yeah. Yeah.
Because even if it's a slight slope, you feel it. The weight is there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember, okay, my mom could walk, but it's just that she had a very bad heart. So she cannot walk long distance. She'll be breathless.
Okay.
Okay. So I have to always park like right next to whatever we are going
Yeah.
to, or else she cannot make it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there was a discussion among with my brother and my cousin. Oh, maybe it's time for her to get a wheelchair. And I said, that's well and good, guys, but if I'm alone, I cannot handle the wheelchair. I said the wheelchair is virtually useless to me.
Yeah.
I will be injured.
Yeah.
And that reality struck me. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm quite useless. It was so funny. And when after I said that, it was just like silence. Like everyone kind of silently agreed, yes. So forget the wheelchair.
Yeah. Because the wheelchair can be quite heavy.
Yes.
Yeah.
No joke.
Yeah. It can be quite heavy.
I said, you're very clever. Then when I go to church, it's always just me and her. How am I going to handle the wheelchair? Remember telling them? Everybody get quiet. Like, okay. Let's no more talk about the wheelchair. So just ask her to walk very slowly. Yeah. So if she walks like really slowly, it's okay. Yeah, and very short distance. Yeah.
Did she have a walking stick?
She had a few, but she would refuse to use. No, she would just like, oh, you hold my hand, so
Yeah.
She rather that she just clings to me. Yeah. So,
I think wheelchair walking stick is quite stigma.
Yes.
For old people, they just refuse because it makes them look weak. But after a while, when they feel like they're in so much pain, they don't have a choice. They'll do it, and then they get used to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the walking stick, you must also know how to use it.
Yeah.
Because I see some old people, the walking stick is not even touching the ground. Actually, they're doing extra work, holding this stick for nothing.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
They need to go through actually some form of physiotherapy training.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I think a walker is actually better.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially the ones with wheels. Then it really pushes you along, actually.
Yeah. Wow, interesting conversation here. And so this is Shamala signing off.
And I'm Susanah. See you next time.
See you all.
Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.